Alright, I think I've got just enough time for a quick update video before all these rain clouds come and soak me. So, progress. We've got, I think, the window and door openings sorted out. We have to go through and measure. That'll probably wait until this weekend. But for the most part, it looks like they're lining up vertically and they feel like they're in the right place. That doorway has shifted over. You can see by the amount of plywood needed to patch in there. And that got shifted over as well. You can see the patch there was more significant. And I think that never got cut away, so we're probably not going to see a patch over there. But I think all the ones upstairs, and so that's the opening above. I think that's right. Yeah, it feels right. That feels right. Should be good. All right. So that little patch above the window will get fixed up too. That was how they got the ridge beam up there, I think. Yeah, let's go and take a peek inside. Looks like we still have some standing water from the rain. I think we're trying to get this roof line on, just taking a peek up above. You can see how the rafter tails are going to go there, so it's not going to be a huge overhang. We're trying to match it to what we originally had. We do have some standing water, and that's why we're trying to get a roof on. Keep the puddles from forming. It looks like they have not yet done. It's hard to see down there, but I can see that they're still waiting on steel down below to, when they set those last posts, the final posts, I think they're gonna be able to bring this middle up just a hair to level everything out. If not, we'll try to shim it with some steel or something to get that working right. Second floor again, not much going on here. All the business has been upstairs. They have removed some of the blocking, some of the bracing, so that's good. Seems like they feel good about where everything is at over here. But this is my first peek up the ladder at the third floor. Really just looking at space today. Obviously no walls or anything up here. This looks like temporary staging, I believe, to get the ridge beam in there. And I know it's hard to tell scale, but that's massive. That ridge beam has got to be 20 inches, 24 inches. It's big. Because these joists, rafters now, are 14 inches. And this is getting dense packed with insulation so that we can keep it lofted like this. So there'll be a wall across here because this whole back section there is going to be a mechanical chase, I think, feeding these two bedrooms up here. And then this is all going to be open. This is going to be cool. So the stairs will come up on top of the stairs below, be landing right where I'm standing, and then we will have a railing here. But you'll be able to see down to the second floor through that window. I kind of dig that. And this is again where we're going to try to find opportune spaces for some beams and things. Notice they've got all of this Intello and Tyvek, various barriers down before all of these rafters go in place, because it's going to be wrapping down to the surface. Ooh, look over the edge. Surface of the walls here. And then up and underneath, it'll be on the underside of the rafters, this same membrane. And that's the same membrane that's going from under the slab at the basement all the way up as well. So the Tyvek, that's a different system. And the Tyvek, this Intello stuff is going to be underneath. The Tyvek will go on top. And the Tyvek is simply to create a backing for the insulation. Then they're going to do a 2x3 on top of this. So this is already a 2x3. They'll stack another 2x3, and that'll be the air gap here, and then they'll put the sheathing on. So we will have a vented space, even though we will have a dense pack insulation up here, and that'll allow them to just strap and hang drywall right on these openings. And you can see it's going to have some space up here. So the actual roof itself is going to be a little taller, basically 14 inches taller, because engineering wise it would have been a lot more complicated, and we wouldn't have been able to get the span and the distance between each of these rafters being 2 feet if we were to hang all of these on this beam. By putting it on top, the loads are different somehow or another, and so we increased the pitch a tiny bit to make it a more regular, not quite 6/12. I think it's like a 5.5/12, where it was like a 5/12 or a 4.5/12 previously. So it's ever so slight. Again, you're not really going to notice it unless you take a protractor out. And but it is a little taller, and I think it looks good. So basically, it looks like they have not drawn anything on the floor except right here. You see that plate is going to be a wall. This plate is the other end of that wall. And I think it comes out much farther. Yeah, I think it comes out to basically here. And that whole space, geez, that looks huge now. Damn. No, that's not that whole space. It's not coming out that far. It's more like this. Maybe those plates are the end of the wall. Maybe it comes through right here to the other plate. Yeah. So this is the dormer we're creating in the back. You can see, yeah, they've marked out there's a little closet on that side. I'm going to talk to them about duplicating it on this side so the whole room will feel symmetrical. Double window right here, looking out into the treetops. For the boys, this is going to be Will and Cole's bathroom. They'll get a tub right here. Toilet there-ish. And then on the other side here, opposite the tub, there'll be a double vanity for them. And then open for, like, one of these will be a linen closet, and I'd like the other to be another closet for storage, like cleaning supplies. We're not going to want to clean this bathroom by hauling everything up all the time. Plus, quite frankly, Will and Cole will be cleaning this bathroom, so they're going to need their own set of stuff. I don't think we'll complain about having too much storage. So now this side over here, there is going to be kind of dead storage space in the back. We might have mechanicals there, or they're trying to figure out. The original plan was to have 2 HVAC, basically systems for the 3rd and 2nd floor, run up here and stored up here. One on that side. Actually, I think they both were going to go on that side. Now there's some conversation about mechanical chases, and they think they can only get one up here because of the structure of the floor below us. Does not allow for the ductwork to happen from front to back in the system. This beam, basically, you see in here, there's one here. There's also one right there under that post, and one under where I'm standing here. Same thing kind of mirrored on the other side. So those block off access to spaces we need to, like, pipe air, warm or cold or whatever we need. So there's a couple of different ways we can solve it. We're not sure exactly what we're going to go with, but I'm pushing for a system to keep two systems up here. One on that side, one on this side. Let that side do basically the right side of the house, or left, I guess, south side of the house, and do this one, have it do this other side of the house, kind of upstairs and downstairs. So it would be a little bit tougher to control, I think, and that's why it's easier to like just one floor, have a zone. But I think the alternative that was floated so far is to do a mini split, and I am not thrilled to do a mini split. So yeah, it just feels like a renovation kind of detail and not a new build kind of detail. So we're going to try to make it a little better than a mini split. I don't want to have it be retrofit. I want it to fit. I want it to be planned. So this is all pretty cool. Rafters on this side. They got a couple that they've got to get in. Looks like two more? Probably two more in that space there. And they can sheet the front, I think. No, they've got to do all that Tyvek and that stuff. This is interesting too, because they've got the Tyvek here wrapped top to bottom. This was a detail I asked for versus going side to side. For a couple of reasons. One, the seams are going to be now on the surface of one of these rafters going all the way down and underneath a 2x3. So it'll just make it a lot easier to transition and not have these massive, like these open areas to tape with nothing backing them, and it would just probably not be very sealed. It would not be sealed well, at least. So I'm glad to see the Tyvek kind of running up and down versus left to right, right? Hopefully that is the detail that they are going to continue to go with. And it gets wrapped up and over. It's just lying here to get it out of the way. They can still get it out. They got to kind of feed it back through. I'm sure they'll do that as they go. But big wide areas will get through that much, looks like. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 joists. That's almost 10 feet. Oh, these two are closer. So yeah, about 9 feet at a stretch. So just two pieces of Tyvek on each side there, and then they'll have probably I don't know, 5 across here, 6 across here. We'll see. But that's pretty exciting. It's a bummer that you can't see there. You can kind of just get a sneak peek there at the size of that beam. It is no joke. So we were going to try to wrap that beam with the original beam that we did salvage. We didn't have the entire length of it, but we thought we would have enough to do the 16 feet from here to there, up in the ceiling, 16, and then another 16 over here. So we've got about 35-ish feet of it. Some of it's kind of splintery, so but I thought we could probably get 32 out of it. But it's so deep, I don't think we could make it look right if we did that. So I don't know. We'll have to consider how to treat that. Maybe we just box it out and make it look nice some other way. Because it's beefy. I think it's even bigger than the ones in the basement that were huge as well. So this house is going to be structured a lot different than the original house, in a good way this time. So yeah, you can see the Tyvek is on top, and they'll just fish it out of there and get it run all the way this way. On the end there, that's kind of a cool detail. You can see that those 2x4s, it creates kind of what's called, I think, a rake board along the side, but it's bumped out just a little bit because of the detail that was original. So it wasn't originally bumped out quite so much. But two things you got to think about. One, it's not going to be bumped out nearly that much. It's maybe a foot right now, because we got a brick wall to fill in underneath it still. You got 2 inches of insulation, another 3 inches of brick, so it's like half of that, 6 inches of that is going to get filled up with insulation, airspace, and brick. And then under that will go the kind of crown molding kind of detail that was original, and it'll come right up to that rake board. It's that painted white board on the outside. So it looks like an overhang right now. It's not going to feel like much of an overhang. It's going to look just like the original. We used the same specs. And you see that the 2x4 is placed on top of the rafter there. All of these rafters will get an additional 2x4 on top of them for added rigidity. And that ventilation, we want it vented all the way to the ridge. And after it'll be a passive vented ridge cap across the top here for the dormer as well as this. So it's a wide dormer. I didn't anticipate it feeling so wide. This is going to be a great, massive bathroom back here with a real nice view. And from the window, maybe looking back from the vanity, you're probably brushing your teeth about here, looking out the window, you catch the back of the field and the trees. Not so bad. You can see from up here all the granite we've got left over. This is all resaw and seconds that we didn't want to use on the house. This was stuff that was a little smaller than it should have been. Some of the steps that I pulled out, I'm trying to save the stuff that I want saved, that is nice and needs to be kept nice. So, and some cleanup to do. We weren't here this weekend to do any cleanup because of swim team, and then we went off, did a mini camping trip midweek this week while Liz was off on vacation from her work. So I'll get back at it and come out here and clean up a little bit this weekend, inside and out. Hopefully we'll have a staircase up here, and we will get things going. Until then, have a good one. Hope everyone's doing well. For those of you who are following along and not subscribed, please do that. Just click on the icon. It helps me out. If I get over, sorry about the noise, if I get over 100 subscribers, I can start monetizing stuff and then get paid a little bit and maybe help us start affording this place. So that would be cool. And if you click the bell icon, that helps YouTube know that basically somebody cares about this channel, and they might recommend it to somebody else and help me get more subs too. So please do those silly little things, even if you don't use YouTube for anything but listening to me rant. I would appreciate it. Anyway, take care, have a nice night, enjoy the view.